Initial thoughts when I seen this was, wow, a bit aggressive. He and I, we chopped it up. Yeah. We chopped it up Wednesday evening, and he agrees. I get how it looks, and I told him for me it's the look. In that moment, one of the things that stood out to me about this video was the fact that kids so freely are able to just pull those cell phones out and record, and just put everything on Front Street right then and there. When, it is unlawful to record people without their permission. So a few different things taking place there, but in that, I will say, in viewing the video, it did look forceful. It did in the fist clench. That's not a good look. However, when you know someone's character, I know Jerron's character, that is not who he is. America, let me explain something to you. I'm an administrator. I work with kids all day, every day. You all are not in those classrooms with those disrespectful young people. You all don't deal with the cussing. You all don't deal with the threats. You all don't deal with the almost fisticuffs where your young people think they can disrespect the adults in the classroom. So until you all are in our shoes and dealing with the day-to-day of your young people, have several seats, please. Welcome to the tag. Let's stay, Steve.
You know what?
What's your thoughts?
I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said. I think when his fist was balled up, yes, that how it looked.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it looked worse than what it was. Because in middle school, I went to Fairview. I had teachers who used to grab me up, and it's gym right, stuff like that. So I've been there, but I would say this, at least it's a man handling a situation. Those two kids end up not fighting further, and a man stepped in. So maybe future-wise, they'll know, don't fight in such and such class, because he's going to toss you, he's going to separate you, he don't play. You have a man that's able to control the situation, because a lot of times if it's a woman, she's not going to get in between it. She can't get in between it, and they're going to fight, and then more damage could be done. So the fact that he stepped in, he took initiative. Was it a little bit extra? Yes. It looked worse than what it was, because the little boy just sat there. He was probably salty, but nothing was wrong with him. He wasn't hurt. He would have been more hurt if he would have gotten that fight. So did the guy go a little bit? Yes. Did he lose his job? Absolutely not, because I think you need men with that energy to step in and, hey, get back there, sit your ass down. That's what you need. You know what I mean? Because you can't put too much hands on the kids. It's a fine line. You can't be like, you can't touch the kids at all, which is gonna let them fight. So I think you need that, but maybe dial it back a little bit. But nah, he shouldn't lose his job. Maybe he just lost it a little bit. He was just frustrated, like he said. I've been one of them kids that's bad as hell in the classroom. And teachers are human too. They get emotional, they get frustrated. You know what I mean? So maybe he apologized. Take some steps, maybe a little counseling, and then keep it moving. But I think we need strong Black men to teach our kids.
Absolutely. Just to your point, a little bit of background. The young person was not supposed to be in that classroom. So I did a little bit of background investigating myself. Again, I do have a connection to a person that we're referring to. Young man was not supposed to be in the classroom, was asked multiple times to remove himself from the classroom, at which I'll verify that with several different sources that are actually within the school. Young man has write-ups out the wazoo. So we're dealing with a young person who obviously, or allegedly, I should say, is already struggling behavior-wise. But it took place at dismissal. So if this isn't the place that you are supposed to be dismissed from, why are you even here?
Exactly.
Now I want to kind of connect the dots real quick, because we, in our previous segment, talked about the lady from Chicago, and what if she came off the hip? Well, this dismissal, what if this young person had a firearm, a weapon, scissors, anything, and done something to that young person because, hey, you're not supposed to be in this classroom, but you're coming in here to fight me. I fear for myself, and did something to that kid. Now the roles would have reversed, and here we are yet again with the woe is me, and that kid's parent or family is holding the school liable and responsible now. But my thing is the teacher came in after he's given multiple redirects, multiple conversations to the young person that you shouldn't be in this classroom. This is not your space. You're out of area, and you're being unsafe right now.
Yeah.
Now, we do have a thing called CPI, which CPI are designated moves that we can use when dealing with minors to just, diffuse or break away students if they're fighting or if they're aggressive or if they're just out of control at that time.
Yeah.
So he and I, when we spoke, I definitely told him, make sure you re-up on your CPI training if you have not already done so. I'm not saying that he's not CPI trained, so I don't want that to be misconstrued. But as an administrator, that's just what I would tell anyone. Make sure that you protect yourself. That little card, the CPI card, stating that you are fully trained, that will protect you. So I think in that area, Jones is about probably 6'1", 6'2", big guy. So it definitely looked way worse seeing it on camera than it probably did in real time.
Yeah.
But understand that teachers are dealing with this sort of behavior
constant every day. Yeah.
Every single day. And when we call parents, we get no support. So in 2025, I'm sorry. A lot of you parents don't believe in that leather on that behind, which is why you get disrespected, which is why your kids treat you the way they treat you. But when you come to certain schools and they're black men like us here, we don't stand on disrespect, nor will we tolerate disrespect. We're not going to disrespect your children, but your children are not going to disrespect us.
And you know what? I think as a young kid, when I was in middle school, you have a different respect for when you're in a man's classroom and he can snatch you up. Then if you're in a petite women's classroom, you can get away with stuff, fight, she's not going to break up. You disrespect a little bit more. But when you're in a grown man's classroom and he got a deep voice and he like, hey, we ain't going to be doing all that in here. You kind of chill back a little bit more because if something happens, he's going to snatch you up. Yeah, the energy is different. That's that male energy. That's why I think we need more of that. I'm not saying everything he did was right, but like you said, you don't know what that kid did. We all had them kids who had a record, like you said, always disrespectful, always not following the directions, sneaking in the class. But on camera, it looks like he the victim because he's sitting there. But that kid probably caused hell every day, all day. But you don't know that. And then the parents think their kids can do no wrong. Now my boy, he didn't do nothing. Man, your boy is an asshole. He comes here every day and he's always, disrupting the class, causing commotion, and you don't do nothing at the house. You don't whoop his ass. So you leave him to me, I'm gonna handle it.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? You don't know the whole story, you just know what it looks like, but that's what social media does. And for her to be suing, man, get out of here.
Yeah. Now, and here's what I will say. Again, a lot of allegations, a lot of things stated that may be true, may not be true. But more importantly, how about we get that young man some help? How about we get him some social emotional learning so that he can be able to self-regulate his emotions and not take actions like he did, and be able to be redirected, more importantly. So not only he's a victim too, because he's now out of school and he's missing time in the classroom. So hey, that thing swings both ways. So I hate that he did what he did. However, let's make sure that parents, we are all in a communicative mindset and working together, because it's all about these kids. So with that being said, I'm Coach D, Real Estate Steve. This is The Tap. We tapped in, now it's time to tap out.